Alt Funds Global presents Poison Pills Explained. Spot them, stop them, and protect your business.
So you're a business owner and you've arranged the financing you need to buy your favorite company or shares of a real estate transaction or get into a joint venture in a medical device company or something like that. And 4 weeks after, oops, you have a surprise. You've got somebody completely buying you out at 10 cents of a dollar, or your shares got diluted. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a concept called poison pill, how to see it before you arrange your financing, and how to protect yourself. You've got to watch this video.
All of the information presented is for entertainment and information purposes only. Nothing discussed constitutes legal or accounting advice, an offer or solicitation of financial services, or financial advice of any kind. Our goal is to showcase alternative vehicles to raise capital. At no point will we be soliciting any investment programs.
Hi, Taimour Zaman from Alt Funds Global. My organization helps accredited investors leverage their assets, their cash, damage their credit, and so on, to access capital. The banks are primarily offering their VIP clients. We can do this because of volume of transactions we do with banks, because of the relationships we have with bankers, as well as our experience and expertise in the area of structured finance. So friends, John Smith, who's not his real name, is a client of ours, and recently had retained our organization to help on project financing, to help him acquire some other organizations that he had his eye on. Here within Alt Funds Global, we serve a lot of private equity firms, hedge funds, asset management firms. I mean, if you watch this testimonials that some of these videos that we have, you'll see a good chunk of like the market we serve. And in this particular transaction, one of the things that buyout the management company have put together was something called poison pill. Now, because we within FG see a lot of these types of transactions, we know what a poison pill looks like. Poison pill, for lack of a better word, is something a management team puts together. It's a hidden mechanism that they put together to protect themselves from market changing, to protect themselves from a hostile buyover, to protect themselves from something. How you, as somebody who may want to buy shares in a real estate transaction, or you want to buy some kind of a company out, or whatever it is that you want to do, how you experience it or feel it is you just bought, let's say, $400,000 shares of some, I'll just use real estate as an example, real estate holding company. And the day you bought it, that real estate holding company issued another 800,000 shares the day after you bought it, diluting your shares. Or, you know, you're buying a company out, you're buying shares of a company out, something changes in the management team, something changes in the market share, and all of a sudden they have the legal right to come and buy your shares out at 10 cents of a dollar, and you have no vote about it. If you're looking for, or if you're interested to learn more, I highly recommend look up some really well-known case studies like Elon Musk and Twitter, Netflix. There are some really well-known case studies out there about poison pill working on big businesses, but it also works on small businesses as well. Small business owners that are smart, clever, and want to protect their share, their equity, always are looking for ways of putting something called poison pill in the transaction. Now, within Alt Funds Global, if you want to acquire a company or help a company acquire a company, and we get things like a purchase share agreement. Purchase share agreement is not where in a public domain you put what the poison pill is. Purchase share agreement offers, here's, I'm giving it, as I said, 60% equity in my company. Here's what the details are. Poison pills are things you see in a shareholders agreement. You see it here in a director's resolution. You hear it in a board meeting where the board made a decision before the company was about to be acquired, like things like that's where the places are that you see poison pills on. From a financing perspective, this makes things very complicated when Alt Funds Global goes to a bank. One of our marquee programs, one of our signature programs, Rent to Rich Uncle. And we buy CDs from a bank on condition that the bank provides the funding the client needs for that $300 million buy, that $100 million, like that big number like that. These are things that you want to look for. You want to have the experience of looking for that. If you don't have the experience of looking for poison pills and you're in the process of acquiring shares or buy a company or something like that, I highly, highly, highly recommend reaching out to litigation attorneys in your area, litigation attorneys in the area that the company that's selling their shares is located in, and hire an experienced litigator in that jurisdiction. So if I live in Canada, as an example, and I want to buy a company in Orlando, Florida. Well, the laws in Orlando, Florida are different to laws in Canada. Laws in New York are different to laws in Orlando, Florida, like that. So I highly recommend hiring an attorney in the jurisdiction that you want to buy that company or shares of the company, but you want a litigation attorney who has a lot of experience and domain experience in something called poison pills. Friends, I've been in my business for over 10 years. I have a lot of domain experience in this area. Or I shouldn't say I have a lot of experience. I'm a student who's always learning. I have the privilege of having a lot of trust from people like you who will on a consistent basis, daily basis, we get, hey, we have a transaction, can you loan us money? Hey, like things like that. And so we have the experience to see things that a common person wouldn't see. We have the experience to see things that your in-house lawyer may not be able to see. And it's not a solicitation to come and hire AFG, which, by the way, I think our advisory services, my personal opinion, is one of the finest advisory services in the world in the area of structured finance. But I'm not here to sell you the resume of the team behind us who do what I think is world-class work. I'm just here as somebody who wants to contribute something to you, to say, look, if you're ever, as your vision, if your dynamic vision is to create a legacy, fund the legacy, and give that to your children or grandchildren or things like that, you've got to know what to look for. And one of the things I'm asking you, inviting to look for, is something called poison pill. And I promise you, it's not in a joint venture contract, it's not in a purchase sale agreement, it's in everything that happens before you put a penny in it. Things that you want to look for to protect yourself. If I want to acquire a company, I would definitely put clauses in my purchase of whatever it is I'm purchasing to deal with poison pill. I will look for things like, hey, the minute that I buy, let's say, 40,000 shares of your company, you are not allowed to issue 400,000 shares. So there's ways to structure the transaction to protect yourself. And that's why I highly recommend litigation attorneys in this space. As well as the things that you can look for, like board resolutions, shareholders agreement, like things like that will give you the fine print. I hope you find this helpful. If you did, I highly, highly, highly recommend becoming a member of All Funds Global. If you check out our online store, you'll see some phenomenal stuff. We have a white paper we have on commercial papers, just some relevant stuff around this area, around structured finance I think you'll benefit from. If you're ever interested to meet me, I have a dry sense of humor. I highly recommend signing up for some of our offshore events where you get to know a chance to meet me, you get a chance to meet the team that supports me and the work that we do, as well as all the bank executives, law firms, family offices, hedge funds, and things like that we work with. I look forward to the opportunity of meeting you. Thank you so much.
It's been an amazing event. I learned so much since I've been here. The last 3 days, with all the wealth of knowledge from all the speakers, definitely worth the flight from California to here. There's a lot of scams out there, but Taimour is the guru of what he does. So on Taimour's channel on YouTube, I was specifically looking for leveraging standby letters of credits for private placement trading, and it led me to here, and I brought my partners here, and they are now believers as well.
Hi friends, I now want to take a minute and answer some of your frequently asked questions. One of the common questions I get a lot is, Taimour, we've learned a lot from you through your YouTube channel. How do we learn more? Can we fly down and meet your team? And the answer to all of that is yes, yes, and yes. But if you want to learn more, my first invitation is to become a member of All Funds Global. You simply go to our website, allfundsglobal.com. You sign up to become a member for free. You get access to webinars, offshore events that we do, and content that we never, ever, ever, ever publish on YouTube. I promise you that it's worth becoming a member for sure. The second way that you can learn a lot is I'm a published author. Structured Financing Demystified, Hypergrowth, just multiple books on Amazon that you can get access to. I highly recommend going and checking out some of these books, getting engaged into some of the stuff, that strategies and tactics that we're using for ourselves, for our families, for our friends. You definitely want to check these things out for sure. Another question, I guess, Taimour, why are you so passionate about getting a bank license? Why is that so important? Well, the truth is, our mission within All Funds Global is to help businesses become self-funded for life. Imagine you run a coffee shop and I run a coffee shop. Imagine we buy the coffee beans from the same grower and my coffee shop is right across yours, like really right across yours. Our competition is probably nil. But if you have a bank license and I don't have a bank license, and let's say I made $500,000 and you made $500,000 in income, but if you have a bank license, you are depositing a bank license with the central bank of the country where you own your own private bank license. Let me repeat this again. You are depositing your money with the central bank of the country you have your bank license on. So $500,000 deposited with the central bank should give you a line of credit of 10 times multiple. So that means you get a line of credit of $5 million. Now it's not free money, it's a line of credit of $5 million. Now, if you draw that entire money out and you go to whichever country you're currently resonating in, the country you're doing business with, and you know in real estate, you want to buy a house, you put 20% down and you get a loan for 80%, same thing. You put $5 million down with a business plan to your local bank, whoever your bank with, and say, hey, I want to grow my business, my technology business, real estate business, pharmaceutical business, whatever business it is. I'm a venture capitalist. I'm putting $5 million down. Your bank gives you a loan at four times more, so now you get a $20 million loan. Now it's not free money, it's $20 million loan. What can you afford to do with $20 million that I cannot afford to do with $500,000? Could you invest in artificial intelligence? Could you invest in hiring better people? Could you invest in advertising? Hell, with that amount of money, could you even buy auxiliary businesses or invest in auxiliary businesses? I say you can, and that's why we within All Funds Global are so passionate in helping clients become self-funded for life, and getting a private bank license is one of the vehicles that I am personally very passionate about helping clients on. Another question, I guess, Taimour, you charge a consultation fee. All Funds Global, the team charges a consultation fee. Why do you charge a consultation fee when you guys can make so much money on the back end? It somehow slows me down from taking a credit card and paying you money for it. Well, here's the truth. We offer our content, millions and millions of dollars worth of content complete for free on YouTube. We don't advertise as of the date of doing this video. We don't advertise on YouTube, Google, or we don't do any kind of advertising at all. And what we find is the volume of traffic that goes into YouTube attracts people that are tire kickers, people that are fraudsters, people that have mental health issues. When we charge a small consultation fee, this deters the hacker, the fraudster, the person who's shopping around, the tire kicker. It eliminates all that and allows me and my team to be on calls or meetings with customers we actually want to do business with. What a concept. Now comes, this is better. At the time of doing a transaction with a client, that fee they pay for a consultation call, we refund it. At the conclusion of us doing a transaction with a client, we refund 100% of all the monies that they paid on consultation fees. This allows us to work with people that are committed to working with us, are serious about working with us, are not tire kickers, are not people that are like, they don't know what banking 101 is, and they're there to waste our time and energy. Just eliminates that. And me and my team are very proud of doing that. Next question, I guess, Taimour, the alternative funding industry overall has a lot of fraudsters in it, has a lot of deep fake in it. What are you doing to protect us, protect yourself? So here's the answer to that. Any industry that has a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. Let me say this again, any industry that attracts a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. I don't know who you bank with. If you bank with one of the top 20 banks in the world, pick a bank you bank with, or you use payment processing companies like PayPal, these companies see a lot of fraud every day, from fraudsters mimicking their website to mimicking their email addresses, and in cases like mine, once a year or twice a year, some idiot, excuse my language, decides to copy my picture on social media, tries to create a fake profile of me, and goes on social media selling scammy transactions. Now, we have the technology and the resources to catch that, usually within 72 hours of that happening, and then cause legal action against that fraudster. We have the financial resources, thank God, to do that today, but that's just the nature of this industry. So what we do to protect ourselves is we never solicit on social media anything, nor do we solicit in general. We offer a lot of educational materials, but we don't solicit. You'll never see me or any of my associates on any social media trying to sell anything ever. Second, all transactions that we do, money always has to go through a reputable law firm. All transactions we do, money always has to go to a reputable law firm. We never ask the client to send us money or anything like that. Now, I do want to take a minute and talk a little bit about my competitors. In the United States, in the US alone, US has 3% of the world's population, and they have over 60% of the world's lawyers. In the United States, that's a fact, have 3% of the world's population and over 60% of the world's lawyers. I have a lot of legitimate competitors in the United States and around the world that unfortunately have been sued for wrongful things that other people have done. There's a lot of negative stuff on social media or websites about some of my legitimate competitors. And I want to tell you that a lot of my competitors are legitimate. They're hardworking people. I know them. They deliver real results. And unfortunately, they have negative comments or fraud or even lawsuits against them. The reason within Alphonse Global doesn't have a lawsuit against it, or me, Taimour Zaman, don't have a lawsuit against me, or people on social media saying that we're fraudsters or something like that, is simply because of my lack of vision. Every company you deal with, every major company you deal with, whether it's the cars you drive, Ford, Lexus, I don't know, GM, or Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever you use, or medicine you have, like Taimour, all of these companies have lawsuits against them. A lot of the companies you work with have litigations against them as just part of the growth. At some point, the business needs to grow exponentially, and that's when you have to see lawsuits as just the nature of the business growing. The fact that we don't have it is because of my lack of vision as the CEO and like trying to bark a tree like that. Now, I see that changing as we buy businesses that have other CEOs, as we grow, we have over 800 registered brokers with us. As that number grows, it's not normal for our business to continue growing without some idiot calling us fraudster, some idiot trying to sue us, or something like that. If you want to take advantage of the alternative funding industry, I'm going to tell you this is the industry I love. I'm going to tell you this is the industry that I've made a lot of money with. I'm going to tell you this is the industry I've helped a lot of clients make a lot of money with, friends and family make a lot of money with. And if this is an industry you want to get involved in, I recommend meeting the people you want to do business with, like physically flying out to meeting them. If you can afford to hire an investigator, we use a lot of former FBI, former CIA people. These are people you can hire to do background checks. It's not only do these people have lawsuits or not, or other losers calling them fraudsters or not. I'm telling you, a lot of my competitors are really good people, and they're not fraudsters. So do your own due diligence, listen to your intuition. We're really interested in working with some really good people that are vision-driven entrepreneurs that really want to serve the world, and I think we have some things that are really amazing to offer. Another question I get is, Taimour, we love all the services of Alphonse Global. What are the top 3 services you offer that we should really seriously think about, call you or your organization and get you guys involved? But my favorite service, the one that makes a lot of sense, is the trusted advisory service. This is when we become your chief banking officer. We work with your CFO, your legal team, the CEO, the COO. We look at where your organization is, where you want it to be. We look at banking programs that make sense for your type of business, that are proven and would work to generate access to alternative revenue sources for your business that makes sense. From that, we then create offshore tax structures, offshore bank accounts, offshore bank licenses for your organization, so the revenue gets generated has a channel to go to that is well protected. We have a lot of domain expertise that I do not share ever on YouTube. It's not like a lawyer who's like, go create a trust account and cooks out in. Like we don't do. We do some very sophisticated stuff that I'm very proud of. That's our intellectual property. And so the trusted advisory services, where we become a trusted advisor, is one of the things that I would recommend everybody to look at. It's a monthly retainer, you pay for it, but let me tell you, for every penny you put in, that you get tens of dollars out of it. And I think you're not going to get this amount of expertise dedicated to your business. So that's something I would recommend you to think about and sign up for. Second one is if you're looking for access to capital, we have a lot of unique programs like Rent a Rich Uncle that we can support your organization as long as your organization is a successful business and not a startup, not somebody who's going bankrupt. It's a successful business that has real cash, real assets, and is generating something real, that's real growth. I think we have some avenues for accessing capital that others simply cannot offer. And the final one that I love is we have a lot of asset management structures that are very unique to our intellectual property that I love to share with you. If you have assets, you want to grow, you want to get bank license, you want to set up a trust, you want to work with multiple central banks, do some really cool stuff. I think I'm the only weirdest person that has real expertise and experience in doing this stuff. And so my name is Taimour Zaman from All Funds Global. Thank you for following us up on YouTube. If you're doing that, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting my team. And on behalf of my team, I just really want to say thank you. And we look forward to the opportunity of serving you.